Okay, you guys, hi. For the first time ever, I'm going to be doing a clean, clear, bright home based on the principles of feng shui, but really they're just all my opinions about things that make your home cozy and clean, clear, and bright and feel good. The premise is that when you feel good in your home and everything's in order and it just feels delicious, you're gonna leave the home and you will have a feeling of being together, which will help you psychologically, energetically engage with people in a way that they will feel your togetherness, that your sense of self is intact and in order and in comfort and in security and in beauty. And that's the energy that you will project out into the world, which will help you to treat other people better and to be treated better. So bear with me because I'm going to be filming this myself, and I think we're going to go room by room in my Venice home where all the YouTube videos started, where all the magic happened with the beautiful light and beautiful furnishings that I've collected over 20 years. And it is my belief that a home can't just be poof designed. It has to be lived in. It has to have space. You need to have space in order to get ideas or hits, as I call them, as to, oh, let me try this, or let me paint that, or I need this there. My mother always taught me that our homes need to work for us, not us for our homes. So we design them in a way that suits our current needs. And current is a very important word because as we change, our homes need to change with us so that they suit us for the activities that we want to be doing, not what other people tell us, what is traditional, but to have a home that has a place for us to do our art, or what we like to make food-wise, or how we like to sleep. So let's get started. We're going to start in my bedroom. Okay, you guys, we're in my bedroom. That's what it looks like. Feels like a tree house with all the trees outside. I lime washed the walls in a color washing process with Portola paints, which we're going to discuss. That's a Moroccan rug. I have particular ways and opinions about how to make beds, about bedding, about mattresses, about how you can start what first, paint, rug, sheets, bedding. So let's start this. So basically, I feel a bedroom should be flattering to you, to your skin. So consider that when picking out the color scheme. You can start either with bedding that you love and go from there, a rug that you love and go from there. Usually I like to work from the floor up, so the rug will dictate the rest of the colors. Usually in most of the rooms, it's the rugs first and then paint colors to go, or paintings to go, and pillows to go. But most of the time I do a lot of color on the floor and white or light colors on the walls, but my color is in the rugs, and maybe some, the pillows will pick up the colors of the rugs. In my bedroom, I used to have these walls painted red, which was beautiful, but at some point they made me sad. And mostly because they were a deep red that the painters didn't, I chose this gorgeous red, but they were having a hard time covering the white walls because a dark paint will need many, many coats. And they did it when I was away, and they did a dark gray undercoating so that they could get coverage. And I always saw that dark gray through. It wasn't this pure true red. And on top of that, when my mom had passed, I had spent many nights in here crying, and I felt the energy was in the color of the walls. And so Patrick and he was so sweet. He base coated the walls for me, and then I hand color washed with Portola paints. I used 2 colors, Duet and Etc. There is a video of the 2 of us painting the room in 90-degree heat. It was hilarious, and I did it in a couple days, and it's a wonderful, beautiful process, which I can make another video discussing how to. 2 different colors, 2 or 3 times around the room. I'll explain, but in any case, the blush color just made it feel like, and soft. And the rug is a vintage Moroccan rug that I got from this woman, Mariko, who was the first person to introduce the idea to me that when you get out of bed, whatever is on the floor is actually kissing your feet. So to have nice rugs that make you feel good as soon as you wake up is essential. For me, and in my 10 years of doing Airbnbs, I know that having a rug on either side of the bed is really important, okay? And that having this rug makes the room feel cozy. So I placed this size rug just a little bit under the bed, and then I made sure that there was a rug on either side, yeah? I think there's one. Well, there's not one over there now. It got removed. So then, as far as the bed goes, I wish I could get a little bit better angle here. Let me do this. So this bed is from West Elm. I do not like box springs. I like a slatted bed frame where you can put the mattress on top of it. And this one is Kitsa. It's a Kitsa mattress. And specifically, it's the Tea Leaf Supreme. And then there is a mattress protector zippered around the mattress. And then there is a mattress pad, which is nice and thick and fluffy from Parachute Linens. I should have someone filming me do this, but we're gonna make do, and maybe someone will magically appear. So when I make the bed, and these are Parachute Linens, the first thing is the mattress, and don't forget to turn your mattress. And let's take a look. So this is the mattress protector that zippers on, protects it from dust mites and whatnot. Then there is the mattress pad, which is right here. And then we're going to talk about sheets, because sheets are personal. I am not a top sheet person. I like to have freedom. I like to have a duvet cover with a percale duvet cover. So the duvet itself is down, and then I like to have a percale cover, and that's my top sheet. That's my sheet, and that gets washed all the time. So I do like the bottom sheet percale too. I've been known to play with linen. I love linen too. It's a little heavier, but it's lovely if you like linen. Not on my face necessarily. I like silk pillowcases. Pure silk pillowcases, better for your hair, better for your face, and it just feels so dreamy. As far as pillows, I am in love with Pillow Cube. I don't have them here, they're in Sedona, but it's basically a cube of a pillow, and it's good for side sleeping. If I don't have that, I always have a memory foam pillow that has some bounce. Side sleeping, waking up on my back, it's fine. So make sure you have pillows that are really appealing to you and great. Along the back of my bed, I have Euro shams, and for a king bed, 3 Euro shams, And those are linen, because the linen looks beautiful as a duvet cover if you don't mind the feeling of it against your skin. And I like linen for the back pillows. So I have for here 3 of the Euroshams. If it's really interesting, if they get stained, you can dye them. If they have a little mark, you can put a little bleach in your water. As you can see, I do not like my bed looking perfect. I do not like a perfectly made bed. I like it to look a little rumpled, a little fluffy. I like pillows that I can lean back on and read or watch something in bed. But I do not like decorative pillows that are not comfortable. I have a particular thing against them. Like, what's the point of putting something on the floor or on the dresser and putting back on the bed? Everything should be squishy and usable and friendly. Not leather, not stiff decorative pillows. Like, I personally don't see the point. Unless it's a teeny tiny something for a pop of color. I prefer all the pillows to be squishy and usable. This is interesting. So this is one silk pillow. I like a little pattern. I like all soft. My mom was only an all white bedding person. I like a little color. I love blush for a bed. And this was funny. This was like an ochre pillowcase from Parachute, and I just felt like it was too ochre, and I bleached it, and it turned out the sunset color. This is a squishy memory foam pillow. I love the pattern that happened when I bleached it, the haphazard pattern. So when I make the bed, I like the bottom sheet to show. I like when the duvet cover is just tucked under here, not out with any buttons or seams showing, but tucked under. And then I always have a second blanket on top. This is a Buffy blanket. I'm not sure how I procured it. I think my daughter. But I like to have one duvet on the bed folded over and then one at the end. I like weight on me when I sleep. So on this bed are 3 Euroshams, the square pillows in the back, 2 king-size pillows, and then the one I sleep with. But all those stay on the bed. I just kind of smush them around me. So as far as the bed, is there anything else I can think of? No. I think that's it. Pillow protectors are nice to use and wash frequently. Mattress pads are good to wash frequently. I do have in Sedona a mattress vacuum from the company Power Cleaning. It's amazing. I think I have a link. I think they gave me an affiliate because I'm obsessed with the Power Cleaning vacuum and their their mattress vacuum. You don't want to have dust mites and allergens and whatnot. Gosh, there's so much to talk about. Okay, so those 2 lights, I get asked a lot about where they're from. They are West Elm, but the reason people love them is I show a picture of them at night. And if I show a picture of them at night, people are like, where did you get those lamps? But really what it is the pink bulbs in them make the white frosted glass glow. So if you get a white or off-white frosted, any kind of lamp, if you put a pink bulb in it, it's gonna throw a romantic, dreamy pink light in your room. And I love that. These curtain rods are important. These were original with the house, so they're black, they're wrought iron, but you can find Crate and Barrel has black wrought iron curtain rods, and these curtains were before I discovered the ones that I love at West Elm, which do not have the circular hoops to put them, although being able to move your curtains freely is nice. So these have the grommets, the large grommets, but I prefer the ones that just have the fold over so you don't see the metal grommet. But these were the first curtains I ever purchased for this house. They are cotton duck. What I changed to in the rest of the house is a white cotton linen blend from West Elm, and they're soft and they're a little bit sheer and they flow in the wind easily because they're lighter than these cotton. These are like a canvas, which are still great and they block out a lot of light, but I don't need them for light blocking because you will see that I have these blinds that are just Home Depot inexpensive blinds that pull down. I'll show you. And they are light blocking. So nice. I have them all over the house and they're really helpful, and they kind of tuck up so that you can't see them. When choosing your curtain, I like to choose fabric that matches either the frames of the windows or the walls. I kind of like when the curtains just kind of disappear, so they will be usually white or off-white. And this is the only room that's painted. Everything else in my house is white walls and all the color on the ground. I want to talk about the paint. This paint changed the whole room. It literally feels like I am in a rose quartz. So I think take inspiration from fabric, from a rug, from sheets that you love, from a crystal, from a painting, and you be inspired. So what I did was and you never know how thirsty your walls are, but always when you do lime wash, you're going to base coat the wall with the lime wash base coat. And lime wash is a wonderful paint product that lets the walls breathe. And ideally, we never had latex paint on them in the first place, because if you build with natural materials and you paint with lime wash, the walls can breathe. There's not going to be any mold, no moisture gets trapped. Latex is basically like rubber plastic, like you're creating a seal, but lime wash lets it breathe. So you do the lime wash base coat, and I used to color wash for years. I did it for other people for a living. I did decorative painting, and my favorite technique is color washing, and you can do that with latex paint with a glaze or thinned out with water. Basically, it's a big fat brush, and you are crisscrossing and getting a translucent bit of color on the wall, and then you go over it with another coat of a different color, and then maybe even a third coat. So I call that not just one time around with one, it's doing one, then going around the room with another brushing, and then maybe even 3 times to get depth of color. It's giving your walls depth instead of having it just a flat paint, which gives a cloudy, more romantic feeling, more old world, like there's texture to the walls, a little bit looking like it's Venetian plaster. It is not difficult to do. I imagine that I will be showing myself doing it again in my home in Sedona, because I do want to paint my bedroom like this. It feels like a signature, go anywhere, have where you are color that just makes you feel dreamy. So we can do that, but basically I picked this color, etc. And when I did it, it looked a little bit Santa Fe orangey. So then I got the color Duet, and it made it a little more pinky. And so this was only 2 times around, but there's like a orangey underneath and a pinky on top. And sometimes you don't really know until you start how it's going to go, how thirsty the walls are, how much they grab color, how what the light is doing to the color. It changes in every room. So there is not, you can't just say, I want that color. It's like got to be the right color for the lighting in your room. If you're flat coat painting, which is totally fine, you want to test it on each of the walls in a couple different times of the day to see really what it looks like in the room. So that's a whole other subject, is painting and paint colors. The bed is from West Elm. Ideally, you have a headboard, because that signifies and gives you stability in your life. I did not have, the headboard looks weird because of the old, this is from 1925, this house, and it just looked weird. Plus it came out, it was just weird. Yeah, it came out too far because you could see the window moldings jut out. So what I did to give the appearance of a headboard is put the Euro shams back there. I also had to get lights that would allow the windows to open. The nightstands are the right height for the bed, so you want to make sure that you have nightstands that are not too tall or not too low. And bed height to me is really important. I don't like when beds are really high, which is one of the reasons I do not like box springs, plus it's just extra that we don't need anymore, because a lot of bed frames come with the slats, so you can just put the mattress on top of it. If the bed does not have slats, just a board, then it would be hard on your body just putting the mattress on top, most likely. But I prefer just a mattress and a bed that's not too high off the floor and nothing under the bed. There is no storage, no drawers. Chi gets stuck under the bed. You don't want to store things under there. Okay. I think that's it for now. The only other thing is these wrought iron curtain rods were so great, are so great. They're old. They were rusty. They needed to be cleaned, and then there was a sealant put on top of them because I noticed that they would rust stain the white curtains. So we fixed that. The doorknob is really funny. It's an old doorknob that came with the house and the keyhole, and it was a wrought iron. What do they call it? What is it, like there's a name for the dark iron. I forget it. But someone was here fixing up the house, and he decided to he wanted to clean the doorknobs, and then brought them back to their polished brass, which no longer matches the wrought iron. I like the old dark, but they will oxidize again. What else can I say? No TV in the bedroom. Technically no TV in my homes, although in the second bedroom there is a little TV on a stand that I had for Airbnb guests. And if there's a TV, you want to cover it because it draws your attention, the black screen. You want to throw a mud cloth or a piece of fabric or a sheet over it so it just kind of disappears until you are ready to use it, not it calling you in. But I don't believe in TVs in the bedroom, and not necessarily in the house in general. I think that's it. They no longer make this blush color sheet at Parachute. I do not know why. I basically had the sheets and then picked the wall color because I love the color of the sheets. They are no longer. But there's other companies that maybe have blush that I don't know of. Lighting, soft lighting, always on dimmers. Always have your lights dimmable. You're up, especially your overhead lights. They need to be on a dimmer. And bulbs should be incandescent, no LED, especially in the bedroom. It's not good lighting for your biorhythm. They just don't help us at all. They actually throw us off. So incandescent lighting on dimmers, and those two are original lights that came with the house, and they have to be turned on, but they're lovely. And that's it for the bedroom, I think. Comment if you have any questions. I think